Just in the same way as you don't focus your attention on how you make your thyroid gland function, so in the same way you don't have any attention focused on how you shine the sun. So then, let me connect this with the problem of birth and death, which puzzles people enormously, of course. Because in order to understand what the self is, you have to remember that it doesn't need to remember anything. Just like you don't need to know how you work your thyroid gland. So then, when you die, you're not going to have to put up with everlasting non-existence, because that's not an experience. A lot of people are afraid that when they die, they're going to be locked up in a dark room forever. And sort of undergo that. But one of the most interesting things in the world, this is a yoga, this is a way of realization. Try and imagine what it will be like to go to sleep and never wake up. Think about that. Children think about it. It's one of the great wonders of life. What will it be like to go to sleep and never wake up? And if you think long enough about that, something will happen to you. You will find out, among other things, that it'll pose the next question to you. What was it like to wake up after having never gone to sleep? That was when you were born. You see, you can't have an experience of nothing. Nature abhors a vacuum. So after you're dead, the only thing that can happen is the same experience, or the same sort of experience as when you were born. In other words, we all know very well that after people die, other people are born. And they're all you. Only you can only experience it one at a time. Everybody is I. You all know you are you. And wheresoever beings exist throughout all galaxies, it doesn't make any difference. You are all of them. And when they come into being, that's you coming into being. You know that very well. Only you don't have to remember the past. In the same way, you don't have to think about how you work your thyroid gland or whatever else it is in your organism. You don't have to know how to shine the sun. You just do it.
What one quality you think you've had that made you and gave you and allowed you, pushed you to achieve what you have?
Because you can think of nothing better, more exciting, more energizing to get up every day and go do than whatever it is that you selected.
And I think you really have to have a passion about it, and you have to have a reason to succeed. It isn't to be just something that you want to be. That you have to have a niche and a passion. You need those two things.
See, if people are not being fully expressive in their unique strengths, they lose self-esteem.
If you're passionate and driven and focused in what you do, if you're really good at it, people will take notice. That's basically it.
So some thoughts, some beliefs are limiting. You know, I'll never be good enough, I'll never be successful, I'll never be rich, I'll never have a good relationship, I'm too ugly, I'm not attractive enough, I'm not thin enough, etc. Remember, these thoughts don't belong to you. So you have to, whenever you have these thoughts, you should ask yourself, is it true? How am I so sure if this is true? Is this thought limiting me? How could I go beyond this limitation?
I honestly believe that if you're focused and passionate and driven, you can achieve anything you want to achieve in life.
I think it's really to be true to yourself and listen as much as one is able to other people whose opinions you respect and look up to, but in the end, it has to come from you, and you can't really worry too much by looking to the left or to the right about what.
The limitations exist only in our minds, and if you start using imagination, then your possibilities become limitless.